Second Thessalonians. I believe. Don't quote me on this. I'm not no Bible expert, but Second Thessalonians for all my believers out there. Uh, Chapter 3, verse 10. If a man shall not work, he shall not eat, ladies and gentlemen. And I just think it's so freaking hilarious that we live in a time to where the world and people are on the streets complaining about not having money. Yet people are the most pickiest that I've ever seen. I work in an industry that probably has the most openings than any other industry on the planet, and yet still people refuse not to work, or they'll leave the job, or they'll simply walk out of the job because something doesn't go to their liking. Not being so much they're burnt out or it's a crazy amount of a workload, but just simply it's not to their liking. I've seen several occasions of this happening working in this industry where people are simply not happy with what they have and they'll just go home, which is fine. I've never been the nurse to try to stop anybody from walking out and leaving and everything like that. We will make this work without you. I'm not the type to beg anybody to stay. I never have and I never will. Now, with that being said, there has been a few occasions to where I've seen nurses, not nurses, but I've seen CNAs, they're not happy with a particular set or they didn't get their same set and they just left. Now, I've never had a situation to where it was any disrespect towards me, but they just said, you know what, CJ, I'm going to just leave. It's not my set. Blasey, blasey, splee. And I've always was like, all right, do what you have to do. I understand that. I thank you for telling me, and we'll make it work. And that was that. No hard feelings. It was what it was. Now, with that being said, we've always made it work. What baffles me, though, is that when people who complain about not having, being broke, needing to work, needing to get extra hours, when those people in particular, they have no leverage, but yet they'll tell you what they will and they won't do. This is why I have no remorse for the ones that choose to be lazy. Do not come knocking on my door when ish hits the fan. I have nothing for you. Nothing for you. In any job, in any field, you are always going to run into scenarios that you don't like, that are not favorable, that are challenging. But that is called being an adult. Even when you run your own business, that is what happens. But we live in a society where there has been more homelessness than before at any time in history. Yet, people are still telling you what they will and will not do. This is absolutely hilarious. This is why I pay attention to nobody who says that, well, you work too much or you work too hard and you shouldn't work this many hours. Nigga, shut up. Shut up. Even God don't respect a lazy person. If a man shall not work, he shall not eat. Some people you are just going to have to let suffer and perish. You dig? Point blank, period, in the story. And again, this is not for the people who can't work due to some physical disability or mental disability that wish they could work but physically and mentally can't. But to the ones that just simply choose not to, I feel no remorse, no sympathy towards you. Don't ask me for a dime. I have nothing for you. If a man shall not work, he shall not eat. And it's so funny because a couple weeks ago, I saw a nurse who didn't get the same set, a man. And it wasn't a hard set. It was a very easy set. But just because he didn't get the same set, he's agency, he left. Cool, it was what it was. But meanwhile, a night ago we had a conversation. And he was like, I really need this money. My girl tripping. You got bills due. And everything like that. But you leave because you got an easier set. Okay. See, men are supposed to endure. We're supposed to endure. And what he was asked to do was not anything out of the ordinary for an agency nurse. You are agency staff. You are not promised no set. You're not even promised no set when you a staff nurse, let alone an agency staff. So, I mean, an agency nurse. So, it is what it is. But will complain, oh, bruh, man, my girl bills, and man, the rent due, and man, child support this and child support that. But nigga, you won't even take a set that's easier because it wasn't the same set that you had yesterday. And these will be the same niggas that'll sit up here and complain about a woman. You worried about a female, my nigga, when you don't even have your paper straight. That is why I don't really talk about getting women on this channel and everything like that, because that's irrelevant. Because with success, a woman is going to come, period. Niggas talk all this stuff about, oh, well, women is just, they just so, what they like to say, unruly and everything like that, and I'm about to go overseas and do this and do that, and I ain't got to deal with this and go deal with that. But if you notice, these be the same niggas who are sitting online all day complaining, probably not putting in the work, probably just not doing what they supposed to do. The most successful men I know have no issues with women, and this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If a man shall not work, he shall not eat, my nigga. Point blank, period. So I don't feel any remorse.